I sold some of my gold. I know, right? Before you get down into the comment section and shout and scream at me, don't worry, I also bought a boatload of gold. So actually, I ended up trading gold with one of the UK's leading bullion dealers, arguably the leading UK bullion dealer. Why did I do it? Do I have any regrets? How did I do it? What kind of deal did I get? All that and more to be covered in this video as we explore this incredible pile of sovereigns that I now own. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome to another Precious Metal Ramble where we shoot the breeze about all things precious and shiny. Most specifically today, sovereigns and the trade exchange that happened this week for my stack. My stack looks very different now to what it did this time last week, and I'm very happy about that change. I sold a bunch of gold to a bullion dealer, Atkinsons. They're not sponsoring today's video. There'll be a bunch of conspiracy theorists in the comments, I'm sure, that will go, oh, you're sponsored by Atkinsons. We've been sponsored by them, but they are in no way sponsoring this. They did not have any kind of favorable terms on the deal because of who I am. This is just what they do. And I'm going to tell you my story about how I interacted with them, what kind of trade we did for the big 1 ounce gold coins that I wanted to offload, and the sovereigns that I got in return. I think it's a glowing, glowing rendition of why I think they are the leading UK bullion dealer, if not the leading UK bullion dealer at the moment. So there are other bullion dealers out there, and there are some fantastic ones as well. I do want to say that, but I've been a loyal customer with Atkinsons for a very long time. I've been buying from them since all the way back in 2016-17 when I actually got started buying gold in the first place. And so I felt it was the right place to go for this trade. So a lot to get through in this video. Now, I know that there will be some people in the comments who will probably be like, oh, why did you do this? It's such a silly thing to do. Sovereigns, they're awful. But there will also be a lot of people who go, sovereigns are the best thing in the world. You did the right thing. Let me know which side of the fence that you come down on, because I think it's quite interesting to see how things are going to be in composition for people's stacks going forwards. The main reason why I changed up was the difficulty of selling 1 ounce gold coins and the ease comparatively of selling sovereigns. So there are going to be some differing opinions. I'm going to tell you exactly why I did what I did, and maybe it's something that you'll need to consider for your stack at some point in the future too. And then you'll have the example of what we've done with Atkinsons to help you with that decision making. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If you're enjoying this big shiny pile of gold, then hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to hear other bits that we ramble about here on this channel, then don't forget to subscribe. So without further ado, well, I was going to say let's get on with the review, but it is kind of a review of Atkinsons as a business, as someone that I've been, as a company that I've been buying from for a very long time. They are, in my opinion, one of the go-to dealers out there. And so when I kind of got it in my mind, and I'll tell you exactly how this came about. So I was doing a video actually talking about how 1 ounce gold coins are vastly impractical to sell at the moment, and I have sold a fair few of those 1 ounce gold coins through my Backyard Bullion Buyers Club, where I sell on behalf of other people, and we can really barely manage 1 and a bit % over spot price for gold 1 ounce coins, for Britannias, for capital gains tax popular coins, what I used to think was the supremely popular coins. And so it got me thinking about my stack composition, because my personal gold stack had focused on buying predominantly big chunky 1 ounce gold coins. I liked them because of their size. They weren't so diminutive that they would get lost, and they just had beautiful designs on them, and I just loved them, and I thought that was definitely the way forward for me back when, of course, gold was £1,000 an ounce, and I could buy an ounce of gold for £1,000. And that was still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but it was less certainly than now, £1,900. And another thing that people forget is that if you were buying £1,000 worth of gold at 2% over spot last year, that premium of 2% is £20. Now, if you're buying spot at 1% over gold, that premium is still £20, give or take £19. So premiums, whilst they might have come down, they're still relatively similar in terms of pounds, pennies and pence over spot. So from my perspective, I was a bit, not concerned, concerned's the wrong word, but I was a little bit like, yeah, okay, I've said this in a video and I feel like I should probably follow through on it. And sovereigns have been this thing that I've spouted off about so many times in the last God knows how many years of making content about how good they are. And so I put my money where my mouth is, literally and figuratively. Well, not literally, I didn't put my money in my mouth, but you get what I said. I decided to follow my own advice. So I just wanted to put something in the post edit here that I kind of missed in the video, which is that I could have sold all of my gold privately and then bought it from various different sources privately as well, and probably would have ended up saving a little bit of money. But the practicalities of that far outweigh the simplicity of just doing a trade with Atkinsons. And so I just decided to get it done. And when you look at the raw numbers, yeah, I could have probably got about 1% more from this whole process if I'd done all of that work. But the swing potential for gold price, if that had changed, that could have been an awful lot. And that's not a risk that I was willing to take. Also, the just volume of gold sovereigns on the market, on the secondary market, not easy to get as many as I was looking for. So very simple, just went to Atkinsons and they looked after me. So I thought about selling some gold privately through various different channels, including our Backyard Bullion Buyers Club. But ultimately, the problem that I would envisage is swapping. And that's the whole premise here. It's not selling and taking a profit. You know, there are some coins that I sold to Atkinsons that I bought back in 2017. So some of the coins that I sold well into the £900 profit margin. In fact, one of them was bought for 935, so nearly literally £1,000 worth of profit on that one coin. It's not about taking a profit right now for me. It's about having more security and liquidity going forwards. So swapping was the important thing. If I sold some of the gold and I managed to get a percentage over spot for it, and then I was looking to buy the sovereigns, there aren't very many sovereigns out for sale on the second-hand market. A few of them come up here and there, but not in the quantity that you see here on the table. Not for what I wanted to do as a recomposition exercise. So instead, I approached Atkinsons. I gave them a quick buzz to say, this is what I'm trying to do. Is it something that you can help with? Is this something that's practical? You know, there's going to be a fairly big amount of gold coming in and out. What does it look like? How do we do it? And they were incredible. So they just very quickly explained, and succinctly as well, which is really nice, because a lot of time people think, oh, it's going to be exceptionally complicated and difficult, but it was really concise, really easy to get to grips with. So basically, it was a trade. Now, you could theoretically do it where you sell a bunch of gold to X dealer and then you buy a bunch of sovereigns from another dealer or the same dealer. But that was a bit clunky. They just said, look, it's going to be a 1.5% swing. So whatever you're sending in, well, I say whatever you're sending in, so it's important to caveat this. I mentioned to Atkinsons, I said, are you okay if I talk about the terms of the deal? And they did say yes, but what I will caveat this by saying was that the batch of gold that I was bringing in was all capital gains tax exempt Britannias. Those are more popular than things like Krugerrands or non-capital gains exempt gold. Your sort of favourable terms of 1.5% swing for the deal probably wouldn't apply if you had a bunch of Krugerrands or other non-capital gains exempt gold or weird gold or something that's like the London Mint Office sovereigns or whatever other companies make those kind of TAC coins. You're not going to get those same rates. But for what I was doing, it was 1.5%. I think that will vary, so it's important to understand that's not me saying that that's what the service they offer is. You need to go and talk to them about what your stack composition is and what it is and how much. The volume makes a difference as well. I talked to them and the 1.5% swing there. So basically that means that I would give them X amount of gold and then they would give me 1.5% less back in gold content of the sovereigns. And that's what happened. And it was really very simple. There was no need to have money come in and out of the bank accounts. And before people go, oh, well, isn't that illegal? You need to have the money coming in and out. No, it's not. You just have the sales invoice that I sold to Atkinsons, the purchase invoice that I bought from Atkinsons, and those numbers match up. So there is literally no point of Atkinsons sending me the money for the gold that I've just sold for me to instantly turn around in their shop front and send the money back to them. And that's absolutely fine from my perspective. From an accounting point of view, I've got all of the invoices that I need to know about, and it's just done. It was simple. Now, I will say that the less simple part of it was the fact that there was a sizable amount of gold to get to Atkinsons, and so posting that much gold does come at some level of risk. So I took the decision to drive to their showroom. I'm not going to tell you where it is other than it's in the Midlands in the United Kingdom. They are appointment only, so you need to get in touch with them. Once you're all set and ready to go, they will give you the details of where to go. And it was a very quick, very easy, professional, secure service, very easy to do. Parking was sublime, easy, right outside the front door. In you go, you're done. It was a pleasure to deal with the people there. They were really professional. They were very clear and concise about what was going on, what you needed to sign, where you needed to sign. One thing that I will say is that some people might not like about this process is you do have to present ID. But for me, as a gold buyer from Atkinsons, they've had my ID on record for a very long time because I've bought in quantities that would require them to have my ID. And of course, then that, for some people is a deal breaker, and there are reasons why people might not want to do that. But ultimately I've got nothing to hide. I'm all above board here, and I'm not paying any taxes on these because they're capital gains exempt. The Britannias that were sold are capital gains tax exempt, and so are sovereigns. So there are so many benefits as to why I did this. So I've talked a lot about the reason, or the actual physical nature of doing the deal from Atkinsons with Atkinsons and how I went about it. I would just highly recommend them as an avenue to do this if it's something that you were considering to do. What I did say, what I haven't really said, is about the composition here of the sovereigns. You'll notice that they're all lovely yellow gold sovereigns. There's not a single modern one in this batch. And I did caveat that with them. I said, ideally I want old sovereigns. I don't want to have, the oldest sovereigns we've got here are like 1980 versions with the sort of younger head queen portrait, not the matching portrait. There were a bunch of matching sovs in there, so it did get a good range of different sovereigns. But I said I don't want the modern pink ones. I don't like them. I think they're just not quite so nice, and they were very happy to accommodate that. So I think if you're at least engaging in that discourse and you're talking with Atkinsons about these things, they can, to a certain degree, help with your requests, but of course it's down to what's in stock at any given time. There were even some older Victorian sovereigns in this batch, and before you sort of go, oh, you only got the modern sort of Queen Elizabeth ones. No, I got matchings. I got King George, I got King Edward's, I got Queen Victoria's. I think I even got a veiled head Queen Victoria. I'm going to struggle to find it here, but I did get a Queen Victoria veiled head sovereign somewhere in this batch. There we go, not veiled head, Jubilee head, I should say. Sorry. So a really, really cool sovereign in its own right. Now, they're all bullion grade. They are all just bullion sovs, and that's one of the reasons why they're all just out on the table here and they're clinking around each other. If you've watched this video all this way and you're one of these people who cringes at the handling of gold and silver, remember that these were literally currency. This coin here was literally a currency coin that you could spend in society when it was made. So they're designed to do this. And the composition of sovereigns, I just love them. They are brilliant, they are beautiful, and the fact that they are more liquid. If I put these sovereigns up for sale right now through the Backyard Bullion Buyers Club, they would all go within a few hours, even that, maybe less. Obviously at the right price, at a fair and appropriate price. If I put a bunch of 1 ounce gold up, it will take a long time to sell. You have to find individuals who need to have that big bankroll to be able to buy that many all in one go. It's not practical, it's not nice. Well, it's just not right, really, from my perspective as a liquidity point of view. And that's what I was worried about most. So from my perspective, I feel really, really good about this exchange. I now have the absolute core of my stack is composed of liquid sovereigns, stuff that I can sell. If I need to just sell one £500 worth, maybe in the future, let's hope that silver or gold gets to the price where it's a £500 sovereign, then I can. I don't have to sell a £2,500 coin just to get that £500. I have more options, I have more liquidity, I have more beauty in my stack, in my opinion. I certainly have more history, and that's something that I cannot ignore when it comes to my stack composition. Another veiled head over here. No, Jubilee head. I've said it again, Jubilee head, veiled head. I keep getting them wrong. Really good composition of coins from Atkinsons. So, look, as I said, they are, in my opinion, the leading UK dealer. I'm sure there are other dealers out there that might be able to do this, but from my perspective, Atkinsons were just a pleasure to deal with. The process was easy, simple, easy to understand, quick to enact, done, dusted, and I have the gold here in my stack, ready to go into that long-term storage security box, hidden away for the next 30 years, hopefully, where I won't need to touch them. But I love them, and I think they are the best coins out there. And I'm sorry, but they are way better than silver. They're way better than big 1 ounce gold at the moment. Who knows, maybe one day that will swing back in the favor of a 1 ounce gold coin, but I genuinely do think that we are beyond those days now, and I think that unfortunately the lower denominations of gold are the future, which is why I have all of these beautiful coins here on my stack. Now, there's another little thing that I did as well, because I wanted to get some half sovereigns. So for those who are watching to the back end of the video, I decided as well, whilst I was at Atkinsons, to actually put some money into some half sovereigns. So we have here, I've realized what I've just done. I've just mixed them all up and they are now there. So the vast majority now of my stack is composed of half sovereigns and sovereigns, and I am very happy with that liquidity. But that perhaps is a video for another time, as I talk about the benefits of a full sovereign versus half sovereign. What's the better thing to buy? Let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear that video. Otherwise, that's it from me. A huge thank you to you all for watching, especially to the Backyard Bullion Ramblers who have listened to the back end of the video. And let me know in the comment section if you've ever watched a video with quite as much beautiful gold laid out on the table. It's so beautiful, but it's here just for one day before I go and put it in secure storage and don't see them again for God knows how many years. But that's part and parcel of owning gold. You have to be careful about your safety and your storage. Safety security boxes are one of the best ways to do that, and that's where all of this gold is headed, with the exception of these. These are my go-to YouTube video coins. But anyway, all of this is about to go and be locked away in a vault somewhere deep within a bank. Anyway, look, I love all of you for watching. Thank you very much indeed. We'll see you on the next video. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.